Hey best friend! What's up my beautiful glamazon? Welcome back to my channel and welcome to another episode of my Pretty Faces Cold Cases series. This is a series on my channel where I go over cold cases and true crime stories. I had originally had this series to be like a get ready with me series in mind, but I get so into these stories and I'm so deeply invested that I can't seem to focus on anything else while I'm trying to update you guys on the case. So I feel like this is how it's gonna be, girl. So I hope you guys don't mind the setup and how we're doing this video. But anyways, welcome. If you are new here, what's up? My name is Nikki. I tell stories here, do true crime videos, Ask Nikki videos, which are advice videos, and some makeup and hair videos when I feel like it. So if you like any of that, definitely consider hitting that subscribe button. I would love to have you be a part of my glam fam. Before we get started, I wanted to give a special shout out to today's sponsor. Thank you so much to Teamy for sponsoring my Pretty Faces Cold Cases videos. I really appreciate it. I wanted to share with you guys a brand new drop that they just curated. They just released it. It is what I used this morning before doing my makeup. I'm excited to announce the new Teamy Beauty Mask. It's blue. It smells like flowers. It's amazing. It is so creamy and velvety. It's formulated to not only rejuvenate your skin, but to restore it to its natural balance. This baby is formulated with butterfly flower, which is rich in antioxidants, and polyphenols, which are really great for your skin. And lastly, it is formulated with kaolin clay, which is a gentle exfoliator for your skin. So if you guys are looking for a good skincare line that is going to treat your skin with the utmost love and care, definitely check out Teamy Blends. You can also use my code GLAMFAM25 for 25% off your next purchase. I'll leave all the information down for you guys in the description box below, but definitely check Teamy out. Thank you so much to my friends over at Teamy Blends for sponsoring this video and for allowing me to create content that brings awareness to really important issues like this one. I know you're gonna love them. Definitely let me know what you guys get and how you like it. So today we're going to be talking about a young woman's story by the name of Taylor Blackwell. And to be honest, when I was doing my case study on this entire situation and this unfortunate tragedy, I was really disappointed to see that there was very little coverage about Miss Taylor Blackwell, especially here on YouTube. I'm shocked. Honestly, we need to do better. Today we're going to be talking about Taylor Blackwell, what we know, what we don't know, and maybe some theories that could be helpful. So let's just jump right into it. Taylor Blackwell was a 19-year-old student. She went to Sierra College. She not only was an amazing college student, but she was also vice president of the Black Student Union. She was very passionate about her culture and supporting her people, especially during times like these. Taylor was described by friends and family as being passionate and outgoing and funny, extremely intelligent, talented, generous, overall a great influence on her peers, and a leader in her community. Taylor had a really close bond with her mom. Her mom's name is Chiffon Buckner. Chiffon had Taylor when she was 18 years old and then went on to raise Taylor as a single parent. So that's what I could gather about Miss Taylor Blackwell, herself as a person, her college career, her investment in her community. So now let's talk about what happened leading up to her death. On the morning of February 28, 2020, Taylor Blackwell's body was found in a room at the Wood Spring Suites located in Sacramento, California. While I'm filming this, 3 days ago marks the 6-month mark since Taylor Blackwell was found. And at this point, we have no autopsy report, no leads, no cause of death, no camera footage, no person of interest, no nothing. I did some research and I'm gonna let you guys know what we do know and maybe we can put some pieces together. So officers were dispatched by the fire department on the morning of February 28, 2020, and they were told that a dead woman had been found in a room at the Wood Spring Suites in Sacramento, California. So the police went ahead and went out to the scene at the Wood Spring Suites. In the meantime, while the police officers were being dispatched out to the hotel, an unknown individual that worked at the hotel ended up taking a photo of Taylor Blackwell's photo ID and decided to post it on social media. So Taylor's picture was circulating on the internet and it reached Georgia and it eventually reached Taylor's cousin who recognized her, and the post said something along the lines of, does anybody know this woman? Does anybody know her family? She was just found dead at this hotel. Her first inclination when seeing this post was to rush to Chiffon Buckner's house, to Taylor's mom's house, and to bang down her door and let her know about this post. So Chiffon's niece shows up at the door and tells Taylor's mom this is Taylor. They're saying that they found her at this hotel. We need to go. Something's wrong. And at first, Taylor's mom was really confused, and here's why. Taylor's mom was fully aware that Taylor had gone to the movies the night before her passing. She was under the impression that she went to the movies with some friends. She left the movies. She picked up food on the way home and brought it to her mom. So she goes to her mom, she drops off the food, and then according to her mom just assumed that after that, she retreated into her room and called it a night. Then, I guess Taylor had texted her mom and told her, hey, I'm gonna go ahead and spend the night at my best friend's house, which was not out of the ordinary for Taylor. She was 19 and she did have a best friend that she had known since like middle school. So her mom didn't have any qualms with this, and Taylor went on her way. So according to Taylor's mom, that could not possibly be Taylor. There's something of extreme importance that I would like you guys to know. According to Taylor's mom, about a week before Taylor's passing, Taylor had told her mom about this guy that she met on Instagram. And she told her mom that this guy was pursuing her pretty aggressively, so much so that he showed up at her job, unannounced, uninvited, and it was just really weird. And so Taylor's mom asked Taylor, like, well, who is this dude? Like, what's up with him? Why, do you know him like that? And according to her mother, Taylor said, quote, I don't even know him. I'm not dealing with him. So her mom was like, okay. And it seemed like Taylor was very matter of fact, like it's nothing to worry about. So her mom took her word for it. And that was all that Taylor's mom knew about this mystery guy that Taylor had met on Instagram. It was later found out that the mystery man that had come into contact with Taylor via Instagram was actually a 27-year-old man. And the night before Taylor's passing, when she went to the movies with friends, that was actually a first date for Taylor and this guy. So all of this is news to Taylor's mom, as you can imagine. First thing that her mom tried to do was call Taylor, and it went straight to voicemail. She called Taylor's best friend, not the same friend that Taylor said she was spending the night with, but her best friend. So Taylor's best friend and grandma come over to the house to be with Taylor's mom and to help with this entire mystery of where Taylor is. Meanwhile, Taylor's mom is calling the police. She called the police and said, hey, there's this photo circulating of my daughter's ID. Apparently, they're saying that they found her dead at this hotel. I just want to know what's going on. Have you guys heard about this? Police came out to see Taylor's mom in person. When they came out to her house, they let her know that yes, they had heard about that, but at this point, it was just a rumor. She had nothing to worry about. It was just a rumor. That did not sit well with Taylor's mom, obviously, because there's something going on. She hasn't heard from her daughter. She doesn't know where she's at. And now police are saying that this is just a rumor. She ends up calling the hotel and talking to the same employee that had posted Taylor Blackwell's ID photo for everyone to see, the same one that her cousin found. They got in contact with that same employee and were like, hey, what do you know? What can you tell us? Is this my daughter? Is this true? At which point that employee stated that another employee had texted that picture of Taylor Blackwell's ID to her and told her, hey, this is the circumstances that are happening at our job right now. Police are here. We found this woman in one of the rooms. She's dead. Just wanted to let you know. And she said, I wasn't at work yet. Like I had not even come in for my shift yet. I didn't know what else to do. So I just went ahead and posted her photo to social media because I wanted somebody to come forward and be able to claim and identify this woman at my job. So that is why the person that actually took the photo of Taylor Blackwell's ID is unknown, because the person that took the photo and the person that posted the photo are two different people. After that, the employee basically said, I can't tell you anything else. You have to wait until my manager gets here and they can talk to you, but like I don't have the power to tell you anything else. At that point, Chiffon is just getting a wall from the police. The police are saying that this is all a rumor, and the employees at the hotel know that this happened, but they can't tell her anything else, and a manager has to get a hold of her and this and that. So Chiffon is in a very hard place at this point, where she doesn't know where her baby is and nobody is giving her straight answers. So she asked the employee, are the police there? Are the police at your hotel right now? And the employee said, Yes. Chiffon said, okay, click, got in her car, got her whole family, and went directly to that hotel in person. And that's exactly what I would have done. So Chiffon shows up at the hotel that Taylor was supposedly found in. And she shows up and she is so early to the scene that nothing has changed just yet. And there are a few police officers there. Chiffon goes up to the first police officer that she sees and says, hi, I'm Chiffon Buckner. I'm Taylor's mother. I was told that my daughter was found here. I just want to know what's going on. At which point the police officer there told Chiffon the exact same thing that the police officer at her home told her, which is, that is just a rumor, ma'am. We cannot confirm anything. It's just a rumor at this point. So she waits and waits and waits and waits. Hours go by. Hours. Taylor's mother was standing out in the parking lot when they started putting the police tape across the parking lot and told her that she had to stand on the other side of it. She cannot come into the hotel. She cannot talk to the hotel staff. She can't get any answers from the police, and go stand on the other side of that tape. Okay? Go stand over there. Don't ask any more questions, and we'll get to you when we can about this rumor. The police send out a chaplain to the family of Taylor to comfort them. And the entire time, Taylor's mom is so confused because she's like, hey, y'all are telling me that this is a rumor, but yet you're sending out a chaplain to come and talk to me and console me? Console me about what? I don't know what's going on. I don't know if it's my daughter in there. Y'all aren't telling me anything. Then the police come back to Taylor's mom. And they tell her, yes, a young woman's body has been found here. She has not been identified yet. They told her it looks like it was an accident. It seems like she may have fallen and injured her cervical spine. That's what the police told Chiffon Buckner at the hotel while she was standing in the parking lot waiting for answers. They told her that the scene seemed accidental and that it seemed like Taylor fell and injured her cervical spine. So essentially they were saying that Taylor slipped and fell and broke her neck on her own. Am I understand? Okay. Another big thing to note is that the police told Chiffon that there was no blood. There was no blood in the hotel room, that's why it seemed accidental. But even through all that, they still did not tell Taylor's mom where in the hotel room she was found. Was she found in the bathroom? Was she found on the bed? Was she found on the floor? Where was she found? No, nobody knows. They did not give her any details like that. That is all they told her. Then after getting little bits of information here and there, finally detectives show up. And they, did their thing for a little bit while Taylor's mom is still waiting in the parking lot. A detective came to Taylor's mom and asked her to come with him to the police station because he had to talk to her about something. And Taylor's mom was like, just tell me right here. Like, I don't want to leave. I don't know if this is my daughter. Just whatever it is that you have to tell me, tell me. And the detective was insistent that she go with him, that he cannot tell her this out on the street. So fine. So she follows him to the police station. And once there, he goes on to tell her that he does believe that the body that was found does belong to Taylor because of her photo ID and that matching to the description of the person that was found in the room. But at this point in time, he heavily stressed that there had been no actual confirmation that this young girl was Taylor Blackwell. She's at the police station. Meanwhile, she gets a call from her niece saying, hey, the coroner is here right now at the hotel. You need to come back here. So Taylor's mom leaves the police station and rushes back to the Wood Springs Suites. She got there right on time because when she got there, the coroner was on his way out of the building. So they stopped him in the parking lot and they were like, hey, we're quite possibly this young lady's family. Can you please tell us, did you at least identify this person? Like, can you tell me, was this my daughter? This coroner tells Taylor's mother, yes, the person that we found in that room has been identified as your daughter. We were able to identify her by her fingerprint. Now the family has to play the waiting game to figure out what happened to Taylor. And the only person that has the power and the wisdom and the knowledge to tell the family the cause of death is the coroner. After the examination was done on Taylor's body, the coroner got a hold of Taylor's mother and said, we need to release Taylor's body to the funeral home, but in order to do that, we need not only your signature, but Taylor's biological father's signature. And at the time, Taylor's father was incarcerated. I'm assuming that he still is. So the family got that handled, and the body of Taylor Blackwell was released to the funeral home. She had a lot of difficulty being able to go to that funeral home and look at her baby like that. And she had the opportunity to go more than once, but she felt like her heart couldn't take it. So on the day of Taylor's wake, which was the day before her funeral, finally her mother came into the funeral home. It was the first time that her mother was laying eyes on her daughter's body. It was at this point that Chiffon was made aware, just by looking at her baby, just by looking at her, that what she had been told was absolutely false. What was told to Miss Chiffon Buckner was that her daughter had quite possibly fallen, injured her cervical spine, there was no blood, and that was it, right? Right, okay. That's not what she saw. That's not what she saw at all. She saw bruising all over Taylor's face, a gash in between her eyes on her nose. Her lips were cracked and bruised, so much so that even the darkest lipstick that they could possibly put on Taylor without going all the way black, the bruises could still be seen. Her arms were so bruised up that the family had no choice but to cover them for the wake and for the funeral. So Taylor Blackwell's found on February 28th. Her funeral was in about mid-March. Fast forward to the next month, April comes around. Chiffon receives an update from the coroner stating that the autopsy report has been requested to be expedited and that the report should come back shortly. May goes by. June goes by. And on June 28th, Chiffon Buckner put out a post about her daughter, and it was 4 months to the day since her daughter was found at that hotel. And her post was in regards to, it's been 4 months and I have absolutely no idea what happened to my daughter. I buried her with no answers. What is going on? Nobody was talking about Taylor at all. Like literally there were teachers of Taylor's that didn't even know that she had passed because nobody was talking about her. And it was already June. It was already the end of June. Somehow, y'all know how social media works. Y'all know how powerful it can be. This post ends up getting into the hands of Trey Songz and he reposts it. Amanda Seales reposts it. The buzz about Taylor Blackwell starts coming alive. And the family and Taylor's mom start receiving phone calls from news reporters that didn't even want to talk to her beforehand. Now people wanted to interview her. Now people wanted to know about Taylor's story. What happened? And when all this time, nobody cared. By July 2nd, the coroner's office and the detective both get a hold of Chiffon Buckner all of a sudden because they were being bombarded with phone calls and emails demanding answers about Taylor Blackwell's death. So finally, they get a hold of mom. The coroner's office tells her the same thing. We are still waiting. And the minute that we have the results, we'll let you know. Fawn gets an update from the police department as well. With this update, she was informed that the detective that had been placed on Taylor's case was now on leave because his baby had just been born. So another detective was coming into his spot and taking over Taylor's case. Was mostly the detective following up on what the other detective had told him and verifying and validating that information with Chiffon once again. It made Chiffon feel like, did y'all even listen to me in the beginning when I told y'all this in February? Why are you just now validating what I'm telling you? Why are you just now investigating what I told you back then. Chiffon finds out that there's a new detective that has been placed on her daughter's case, and she finds out for the first time that Taylor's case has been investigated as a homicide. That was huge for Taylor's mom to hear in that moment, because up until that point, her last update with the detective and with the coroner's office reassured Taylor's mom in April that he was going to do everything he could to figure out what happened to Taylor, but in all honesty, and his 25 years of experience, that this looked accidental and that he would be shocked if the autopsy report showed anything different, because, you know, it was obviously an accident. To let a mother know that their child's case is being investigated as a homicide. So now this is where I got questions. I got questions because if this was in fact investigated like a homicide, where's your primary suspect? Who are you looking into? Where is the footage that you have requested from the Wood Springs Suites in Sacramento, California? You're not going to tell me they don't have any footage. They have no footage? Also, let's back up. I'm sure most of y'all are like, hey, let's talk about the dude that Taylor was with. This 27-year-old man that she met on Instagram that was heavily pursuing her. She went out to the movies with him that night for her first date, ended up picking up her mama some food, dropped off the food, and left again and ended up at this hotel. So, was she with him? The answer is yes. She was with him at this hotel. That was confirmed for Taylor's mother, and they let Taylor's mother know that the last person to have seen Taylor, which was this man, had been questioned in front of hotel staff inside of the hotel after all this happened, and somehow, some way, they went ahead and released him and decided that he was not a suspect and that there was no foul play involved and it was accidental, and he left. He was not interrogated. He was not brought to the police station. He was not questioned for that long. It very well could have happened to where when the hotel staff and the police were questioning this person that last saw Taylor, that was last with Taylor, that was at this hotel with Taylor, was being lightly questioned in the lobby of the hotel while her mother is standing out in the parking lot, being told to stand on the other side of caution tape, being told that all of this was a rumor, being told that nobody knows anything. Meanwhile, they're in there discussing and conversing with this man that last saw Taylor, and there's no reports about it. None of that information that they got from this man has been given to the family. What is his story? Where was he? What was his involvement? Where was Taylor? Can I know? A lot of somebodies know exactly what happened to Taylor Blackwell. And I want to know why it is taking so long for this mother to be sitting there. Oh my God. Mothers were not created to outlive their children. To hear that your baby was found in this hotel dead and nobody wants to tell you nothing, and then these same nobodies are telling you that you can't see the body that you created within your own. During my investigation and trying to put the pieces together and trying to get the very little bit of information that we have on Taylor's case, I unfortunately came across a lot of comments that were defending the coroner taking this long and the autopsy taking this long. Some people feel as though the family's being impatient. You have to wait. You're not more important than somebody else who also had a family member pass away. Like, you're not more. Let me tell you something. Autopsies usually take 2 to 4 hours to perform. Preliminary results can be released within 24 hours. The full results of an autopsy may take up to 6 weeks to prepare. Some people were saying, hey, the complexity of this case could be causing the autopsy report to be delayed. And to that I say, for all other manners of death, the reports are completed within 90 days. However, cases that have very complicated circumstances require further investigation or where additional testing is required may take longer than the 60 to 90 day time frame. According to police, this is not an overly complicated case. According to them, she fell. According to them, this was an accident. So why is this now all of a sudden a complicated case? Why is this taking 6 months? Half a year has gone by and her mother still has no answers. I want to know who took that picture of Taylor Blackwell's ID, because that person saw something. That person must have seen Taylor Blackwell's body. How did they get their hands on her ID? Who was there? Who was in and out? They know the inner workings of this situation to be that involved, to be taking pictures of Taylor's photo ID. I hope that Taylor's mother finally gets to have the answers that she deserves. She deserves that. She deserves that. She brought that little girl into this world. She deserves to know how she went out. She deserves that. So, using my platform, Taylor Blackwell. Taylor Blackwell. We gonna find out what happened to you, girl. My thoughts and my prayers and my heart goes out to her family. I pray that y'all get more answers soon. I will leave all of my sources down in the description box below, as well as any petitions in regards to Taylor Blackwell's case. If you guys have any information or any theories or any thoughts or wisdom and knowledge that you can pass on about this case, I would very much appreciate it, and I'm sure that her family would as well. And I hope that this helps. Say her name. I love you guys so much, and I will see y'all very soon in my next video. Peace out, y'all.